Hello everyone, welcome. My name's Melinda and I'm with Creative Collections. Hello and welcome. Woo, it's a warm one today. How is everybody? I hope everyone's having a great day. Like I said, my name's Melinda. I'm with Creative Collections and tonight we are going to sublimate, okay? So if you're wondering, well, what is sublimating? Sublimating is just basically, it's heat setting, okay? So you kind of do it when you ink with our chalk products. You're setting that ink in. Well, with sublimation, you can take a printed paper. Hi, Teresa. You can take a printed paper and you can sublimate. You can print and heat set that on anything that is sublimation friendly. Hi, Michelle. I'm gonna just write your name here. Okay. Whoa, wait a minute. Whoa, stop. Boop. Teresa, I gotta take your name out. And I'm going to toss June's names away. Okay, so you're the first one in, Teresa. I'm like, whoop, oh, stop, boom. Hi, Denise. I'm gonna set my timer. There we go. Hello, honey. Hi, Hannah. So yeah, we are gonna sublimate tonight. But before we get while we sublimate, I'm gonna talk about some of the things that's happening with chalk. Of course, you know, because that's my main thing. I've got my heat press heating up. You cannot use a regular everyday household iron. You have to have a heat press in order to sublimate because it has to be hot enough to reactivate the ink and get it sublimated into the material. Okay, hi Faye. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring y'all down. I had a good day today. The kids came over, so Rory had to do the yard. I have him doing the yard like every other week to give him an opportunity to earn money for his racing program. So that way he feels like he's contributing to that, okay? So we're gonna do 4 projects tonight, okay? One, we're going to make a mouse pad. Another one, we're gonna make an oven mitt, a t-shirt, and then that bag that y'all saw last night, okay? So before you even start to sublimate, you got to make sure that your surface is free of lint, okay? That goes with your textiles and your like ceramics, mugs and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm just going to take my lint roller and I'm just going to make sure that it's installed right. Or not. I don't know. There we go. There's that one. And then we'll get it. I still think I missed it. Hold on. There we go. Okay, now I got it. There we go. Okay, so you want to make sure that all of your lint is free from, or your material is free from lint, okay? And then what you need to do is you need to use not freezer paper, but what is it called? It's not freezer paper because freezer paper has a waxy film and this does not. I'll think of the name of it. I'm just going to set it right down there and then we're going to take our cute little saying, oh my goodness, so this is mirrored And it says, apparently I have a bad attitude, and it's the Highland cow, okay? So we're going to just line this up as good as I can, okay? Just gonna make sure that it looks pretty evenly on both sides. You could cut your paper down. I measured what I kind of needed. And then we're going to use heat tape. You have to use heat tape. You can't just use like your regular Scotch tape, because it's got to be where it can withstand high heat. It's not parchment paper. Freezer paper. No, I didn't say freezer paper. Hold on. It's not parchment paper. You can't use parchment paper. And it's not freezer paper because freezer paper has a, I'll think of it. Probably is parchment paper. Okay, so you have to use heat tape in order to do this. And then I have it set down. And so then I'm going to put another layer of paper. The reason being is I don't want the sublimation ink to get on my mat or my iron. Okay, if it gets on my iron, then anytime I use the iron, my heat press, and the ink gets on there, it could sublimate onto my next project. Okay, so I have it set up at 390. So like I said, it's got to be pretty hot. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pick up the heat press and we're going to set it down for not freezer paper. Yeah, you can use a silicone pressing mat too. I have one of those, but this is not freezer paper. It is it's like a craft paper. Okay, so we are going to, and I'm not going to iron it. I'm not going to move my iron at all, because if you move your iron, then that's when you're going to get shadowing. So I'm just going to go, whoops, hold on. I had an error message. Oh, okay, so I'm going to go straight down and we're going to press, and I'm going to set my timer. Whoops. There we go. For 60 seconds. This is 30, and then we'll do another 30 seconds. Sublimation is like one of the easiest things you can do. You think inking with chalk is easy? This is real easy. Oh my gosh, why can't I think of it? Maybe it's parchment paper, but I don't think it is. Okay, and one more, because we're going to do 60 seconds. But no, do not use freezer paper. And it's not parchment paper. I'll think of it. Whoops. Okay. And that was on there for a good, 10 seconds before, so I'm going to lift it off. Okay. Whew. It can get a little stinky. Okay. Hello, let's see who's here. So what you want to do is, now see how the paper is discolored? I'm going to throw this away. I will not reuse this. Okay? I'm going to throw it away. And then we're going to let this cool down. Butcher paper. Thank you. Yes, that's what we use, is butcher paper. I'm sublimating a mouse pad right now. Oh my gosh, so cute. So you want this to cool down before you lift it up. And of course I can never wait, because it's just like the whole inking thing or the chalking, you know, with our paste, and it's the peel and reveal butcher paper. Yes, man, Faye, you said it. I'm gonna give you a ticket to put into the thing. Butcher paper. It was on the tip of my tongue. Okay. So as it's cooling down, so there is my mouse pad. Isn't that cute? Apparently I have an attitude. Who knew? Isn't that adorable? So that's what we have. And this is very hot still. So you want to be very, very careful with that. And then it'll dry, it'll cool down, and it's good to go. So I have no bleeds or anything. Isn't that cute? Butcher paper is heavier, yeah. Isn't that cute? This is sublimation paper, okay? So you can use butcher paper. This is a already pre-cut sublimation paper. Teresa! I have a roll of butcher paper that I haven't even gotten into yet, because when I got my sublimation printer last year, I bought the sublimation paper. I was like, oh, it already comes. Okay, so there's the one. So cute. And it's dry and ready to go. Okay, there's one project. Let's do this next one. This is an oven mitt. So remember, I'm using sublimation printer with sublimation ink, a sublimation blank. I got this at Hobby Lobby for like $1.49. Okay, and I'm going to cut this out so that way I can center it. Okay. So you just want to make sure that you use the proper material. You cannot do this like on any oven mitt if it's not sublimation friendly. And what I mean by that is it has to be polyester. Okay, so if you find, like, if you're walking Walmart and you find polyester oven mitts that are light in color, then absolutely you can use that. However, if you find black polyester oven mitts, it won't work, because you have to have a white, kind of like a white backing for it. Okay, so you want it light in color. Now there are tips that you can do, like hacks, that if you don't have polyester material, but say you have a white shirt or a white oven mitt or a white bag, and you want to sublimate on it, it's called the DTF hack. I have that stuff here that I am able to use my sublimation on. Okay, so we are going, you know what, before we do that, what I didn't do is I did not fuzz it. Do they send the paper with the product? The sublimation I printed this off with my printer, okay? Chalk, we are going to be selling pre-printed sublimation sheets. You'll get two in the pack. So I guess what I'm understanding is you're asking is if we get the paper with this. No. You would have to have your sublimation, or you could purchase a sublimation sheet from, someone if you wanted to. Okay. So let's see. Let me get my heat again, and because I broke the seal on it. So I'm just going to tape this down so it doesn't move when I put my heat press on there. Will they send the butcher paper? No, they will not. What you will get is just the pack like this with chalk. Those are good questions. Okay, so I'm going to take my sheet again, and this time I'm going to, we're going to sublimate for 50 seconds. There we go. Again, I'm just going to lift, and I'm going to press down and hit my timer. And I'm going to sublimate for 50 seconds. Oh. No, I think I had to buy the butcher paper separately. And the tape is a heat tape. So it's a special tape that will withstand the high heat. But the butcher paper wasn't that expensive at all. And like this was, it's already pre-cut. So, I mean, I know I didn't spend more than $10 on it. 5, 4, 3. I always like to watch the countdown. Okay, and then I'm going to lift up, straight up, boom. That way I am, and now, can you see that there's like a print through it? I'm going to throw this away because the sublimation, it came through. So this, I could put this on another project and it would sublimate. And we don't want that to happen. Okay, so we're going to let this cool. Hannah is asking if they sent the butcher paper when you bought your sublimation printer. No. However, when I got my printer, I did get a roll of the heat tape with it. I got some sublimation blanks. I think that's where the mouse pad came from. And I got some, I don't know, I'll show you what I got. I think this is what. So I got like some name tag thingies. I got some coasters. I got some round coaster thingies for like your car. I got some puzzles I bought separately. I got some makeup or little baggies. I think these are dish towels. Or napkins. Let me see. So, and of course, you know, I have bought some, oh, this is garden flags. So, garden flags. So, all kinds of fun stuff that we will explore with Especially like when chalk comes out with when I get the heat transfers from chalk. Oh my gosh, I'm all set. I'm ready to go. So I had bought these puzzles at Christmas, and what I did was with Piper, with the kindergarten classroom teachers, I took like the picture of their whole entire class, and I made a puzzle out of them, out of the picture, sublimated it, and then I had a really cute little saying about like the teacher being a piece of the puzzle and stuff as a gift. Okay, so don't go baking my heart. Isn't that cute? Good night. Don't go baking my heart. Oh my gosh, I love that one. Okay, I'm just looking to see if I can use this. I don't like to take the chance of it, and like I said, this was not very expensive at all. So I'm like, So we're gonna make a shirt now. I bought this, I think, at Joann's for sublimation. It's infusible ink, so whenever, like with your Cricut, stuff like that, you see that says sublimation ink or infusible ink, that's sublimation, okay? HTV, heat, that's Hannah. Yes, I have a special printer. I have the Sawgrass sublimation printer for it. You'll see it when I do the tour. You're like, ooh, the craft room tour. I'm telling you, it will happen. I might just turn on the camera tomorrow and be like, okay, Hannah, here's your tour. It's a madhouse in here. So it'll give you also, oh, this is just the size. Okay. Machine wash, do not bleach, tumble. Okay. So that's just directions on how to take care of your product. So I thought, you know, hey, I'm going to make a shirt for the 4th of July to go over my swimsuit. Okay? So I figure this is probably big enough, and it'll be fine. So you guys, oh my gosh, look at the chickens. So the other thing about sublimation is when you sublimate and you print on sublimation, it's kind of dull, okay? It's going to, it'll be a lot brighter once we sub. Okay, what tour? What tour? I spent 2 days tidying up my sewing room and my spare room. There will be a tour. Hey, I could give you a tour of my sewing room because I cleaned that the other day and it's beautiful in there now. I'm going to work out here tomorrow. That's my plan. And then I might do a tour tomorrow night. Do you want a live tour or do you want me to pre-record a tour? Tell me what you want. So one of the reasons why you want to lint roll you want to get all the fuzz off, is that when you sublimate and you don't, you can get little blue spots, okay? And so you want to get all that lint off so that way you don't have little blue spots after you've sublimated. Okay, I need to get mine. You know what? I'm just going to wing it. Okay, so this is a V-neck. So I always know about I like to do about 3 finger lengths. And we're going to straighten that out just like so. Okay, get some heat tape. And the reason I put the heat tape down is the way this does not shift when I put the heat press down on my t-shirt. But look how quick this goes. This is faster than chalking. I did a bunch of sublimation at Christmas for Christmas gifts. So I couldn't do them live because they were for, like, you know, friends and family and stuff, and I didn't want people to see them. Okay. So again, I got the big heat press, which is the 10 by 12, and then that will totally fit that. Either were Faye says live. Okay, so let me ask you, you want me to like go through all the little drawers and everything and show you everything? Okay, we're gonna set it down. Whoops, see, that's why you don't want to. That's why you tape it down, because your cords, everything could, whoa, everything could smear. You made your Canada shirt and wore it to work today. Happy Canada Day, Connie. I'm so glad it's Canada Day. A lot of people, so it depends on what you want to spend, okay? So a lot of people, they convert a printer, and like a inkjet, or not an inkjet, but an EcoTank printer with sublimation ink. I got the Sawgrass, and I have not changed out my ink yet, but my ink for a Sawgrass is a little pricey, because I didn't want to have to, like, I didn't want to convert a printer. So it just depends on what you want to do, but you can convert a printer, and I think like a vial of sublimation ink, I've seen it as cheap as like $20 a bottle for each color, and I've seen it as high as, you know, 100 and something. Okay, we're gonna let that cool. Woo! Okay, I'm really super excited about this shirt because y'all know how I love chickens. You want to see it all. Oh Lord, I'm gonna be in here like working hard tomorrow. You want to see everything in my drawers, girl. It's pretty much organized. The surface is what's not organized. Okay, so we're gonna let this cool, and then I'm gonna just peel it up. Look at my chickens! Is that not the cutest? And now I'm ready for the 4th of July. This will go over my swimsuit, and I can run around at Wild Waves and not feel self-conscious. What do you think about that? What do you think about the chickens? Oh my gosh, I thought that was so cute. Okay. And there's that one. Okay, the last one, I saved this project. They gave us this project while I was at ChalkCon, and I saved it for y'all to do it here with you guys. They had heat presses. Oh my gosh, at ChalkCon, they had like these heat presses. These go for about $199, right? And they had about 5 or 6 of them on each side of the room. for us designers to use. And at the end of the evening, they were drawing names, but I lost my ticket. I kind of threw it away. Anyways, they were drawing names at the end of the evening. And if your name got selected, they were going to let you purchase it for $80 to take home. Besides that, I wouldn't have had room for it in my luggage. But yeah, they were selling these at ChalkCon to the designers for $80. So that was a really good deal. Okay, I'm just going to press this out. This is a heat bag that came with our little pack of freebies to kind of introduce heat transfers to us. Okay, and so I think so when you purchase, like when you see the heat transfers that we'll be selling, some of them are so cute. Remember, it comes 2 sheets to a pack. Some designers didn't know that, and they put both sheets down and sublimated, and then, you know, they didn't know what they did wrong. And they're like, and then when they peeled it up, they saw that there was 2 sheets, and they were just like, really? And stuff. So, there will always be 2 sheets to a pack, is what we were told. Okay, so this is just going to be Chalk Couture, ChalkCon 2025. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up. I could do front and back if I wanted to. Ah, Hannah! Woo! You go, girl. You've been working since the 21st? Oh my goodness. You should have a good check. You've been working long time. Okay. So this is the official Chalk Couture heat transfer. So we're going to see how it lines up with my sublimation. Okay. Again, I'm just going to set it down. Oh! That was the other thing. They did not have the butcher paper there for us. And I'm like, and that was the other thing, is like with the irons and that sublimation coming out, I'm like, oh my goodness, those irons are probably ruined. Okay. So we're going to give it some pressure. Nope, you don't need an ink mat. You can't use the ink mat with your heat press. But if you're worried about the ink going through your material, just put some butcher paper in between the layers. They've got some really cute heat transfers coming out. They've got some mini ones for Christmas. They've got some Christmas heat transfers coming out. And of course, you know, if y'all see something that, hey, you want a sublimation sheet, a heat transfer sheet, and you see a cute little image and you have it, you know what? Hit me a message. Okay. So we're going to let that cool. And I can already tell you that it moved on me. It moved. See how that did? Well, I guess it's not too bad. Maybe it was supposed to be like that. But it kind of, I mean, all in all, it's good. Woo, that's hot. That is hot. Okay, I'm going to turn that off. Move that out of the way. I'm going to show y'all. Very cute. Very, very cute. Chalk on. Okay, so we have our cute little chicken. You're going to have to tell me which one you like better. We have Chalk Con, my chicken shirt, Don't Bacon My Heart, or this cute one, Apparently I Have a Bad Attitude. Apparently I have an attitude, who knew? Okay. Which one do you guys like the best? Put it in comments. No, you don't need an ink mat. Yep, Connie's worked some long days too. Okay, I'm gonna bring you on up. So that is sublimation. Okay, I am really in love with this chicken. This is gonna go in the house tonight. I might wear it tomorrow. No, I have to save it for Friday. The cow. Yes, Lisa, we're getting heat transfers from Chalk. The cow attitude. I know. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness. I love it. This might be in somebody's Happy Meal because I can make another one. I love it. I love Don't Go Bacon My Heart. Nice oven mitt. The cow attitude. Yes, heat transfers. Yay. And then, of course, Chalk Con was what we did. But, you know, y'all know me and my chickens, right? I was like, oh, love the chickens. And I didn't put anything in between the layers of the shirt. I didn't think I needed to. And obviously I didn't. It didn't run through. It's fine. It was fine. So I'm ready for the 4th of July now. And the cow, yes. So let me tell you, we still have all those current offerings going on, but Chalk is 8 years old today. And in celebrating that, they are giving us flat rate shipping for $8. And if you put in your purchase of $80 or more, you're not only going to unlock the new color of the month, which is called Marigold. And it's like a deeper, richer color than Bumblebee. It's beautiful. You're going to get 20% off your order. And so by doing that, if you're a club member, if you're a Perks member or a current designer, you're going to get 20% off on top of your already percentage off. So you're like, oh, well, I want in on that, and I'm not a Perks member or I'm not a designer. Hey, well, you know what? You can become one, and just by typing in the word Perks, and I will send you the link, or designer, and I can send you the link for that. Okay, so you get an extra 20% off. That is good until the 7th of July. So you have all of this week and part of next week to be able to get in on those savings. Okay, so that's what's going on. So like I said, Chalk is 8 years old today, so they're celebrating their birthday. And by them celebrating their birthday, they are giving us a gift. So isn't that awesome? And what else is going on? That's about it. Okay, I'm going to be here tomorrow night. Hopefully Hannah's gonna be like, you're gonna do that tour. I will do the tour tomorrow night regardless of what this room looks like. Whoa, did I just say that? Erase. No, seriously, I will do the tour regardless of what this room. Okay, wait, I'm looking. Regardless of what this room looks like. Okay, Hannah, you better be here 6:30 Pacific Standard Time for the tour of Creative Collections. Okay? It's about time. Yep, I'm ready for it. You know what? I figure this way. My craft room is never going to be perfect because it's not a Pinterest craft room. I craft in it. I make a mess in it. I work out here. And yeah, so you know what? It is what it is. So that's what we're going to see. We're going to see the day in life of Creative Collections out here. Okay, well, with that being said, that's what I got for you guys. I'm going to get off of here and go enjoy the rest of my evening. And I will see you all tomorrow night here live at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. So until then, y'all have a great night. See you tomorrow. Bye.